Hi and welcome to my beautiful office. I'm going to answer a question that's been thrown at me quite a bit lately, and that is, did I buy the R6 to replace the XF400? So we're going to answer that question. So there'll be a winner at the end, the one that I choose to use for my documentary, for filming myself speaking to the camera and filming wildlife as well. Alright, so let's get into it. This will not be a technical review. It's just going to be my thoughts on each individual camera and what it can do for me. Now, picture quality, they're pretty much the same, so we're not going to do side-by-side comparisons. There's no need for that. The only difference is at the minute that the XF400 has wide dynamic range mode and log 3, where the R6 doesn't have that wide dynamic range yet, or log 3. Coming up in a firmware update sometime soon. Focusing. Is one better than the other? Alright, so pretty much my results are, the R6 has eye detect, which the XF400 doesn't have. Newer technology here versus, I can't remember now, 4-year-old technology, something like that. So there's a lot of advancements there, but pretty much when you're filming wildlife, it's all about manual focusing. You can't trust autofocus in any camera to do the job 100% for you. There is far too many distractions in a forest environment, so we can't rely on it. We have to do manual. Now we get similar focusing assists. They're pretty much both the same. But what is quite different in autofocus is the tracking. So we put our finger on the subject as it turns up, put it on its head, and it'll track it across the screen. Now for the XF400, does an awesome job except when the subject stops. If it doesn't move much for more than 4 seconds, it'll stay where it stopped while the animal goes away, where the R6 will continue to track it. Awesome. And if it sees the eye, it'll track that as well. But yeah, far superior as far as tracking. It won't lose it even if it stops for well over 5 seconds. I've had a subject stay still for probably about 8 seconds, and then it started moving and off it went. It just stuck to it like glue. So that's a clear winner in that department. So it's usable, but otherwise I would still stay clear of using autofocus unless the situation will handle autofocus. Handheld use. How good is the stabilization on both of them? Well, they're just the same. I've tried both out together. Yeah. It's not something I use very often. Actually, pretty much never. The only time I've used the XF400 for handheld work is to try and follow the agile antechinus, a small carnivorous marsupial, which is my passion, around through thick forest. So I wanted to follow it as a story, where it's going to, how it goes about hunting for food. So you can't use a tripod for that. You have to be handheld. So that's the only time that I would use it. But anyway, did some testing and I found they're exactly the same. When we're in full zoom, They both work exactly the same. They're slightly shaky, or I am shaking them more than what they can handle. Now with exposure, there's just an extra tool in here. In comparison with this, we get the histogram. Low light performance, which is better? The R6. Probably because it's got that bigger sensor. But anyway, I can go up to ISO 1600 without any noise. It's clean as a whistle. In the forest environment, it's pretty vital. XF400 is a hell of a lot better than I've ever had in the past. It has gain controls. You don't have ISO in this. And I go up to 24, which is pretty high. And I'd say, in an equivalent, this is just a guesstimation, that would be something like 800 ISO. So yes, we get a lot more twilight filming with the R6 than we do with the XF400. But what about the monitors? Well, the R6 kicks this one's butt. I love looking into that viewfinder. It's huge, clear. Where XF400's tiny, I struggle a lot to see whether things are in focus or not. When I'm in manual focusing, it's a struggle. And the monitors themselves, the XF400 is a lot bigger. Now I have to wear reading glasses to see these monitors anyway, so I can see what's going on. It's okay, but that's just a little bit bigger in size. It takes up the whole screen, where that's just, yeah, slightly cropped in more. And when it comes to wireless controlling, there's a huge difference between the two. And it's something that I used to whinge about for years, that they should put a sensor, a pickup sensor for the wireless remote on the monitor, because if I'm in front, I can control it from there. If I'm at the back, which is 99% of the time filming wildlife, I have full control from behind. Can't do that here because the sensor's at the front. It's the same with any DSLR, mirrorless camera, and tons of other cameras, you know, your cinema lineups. They don't have the pickup on the monitor. So this just is one of the biggest things I love about this camera. It's just awesome to have it, because if I have a subject that's really nervous about me being there, I can move right back, leave the camera up close, get myself further away and control it from here. So as far as that goes, yeah, there's no comparisons. XF400 wins hands down in that department. Battery life. XF400 has a lot longer battery life. I can talk shit to the camera like I'm doing now, and stuff up and keep going until I get it right. Whereas this, batteries don't last as long, and we've got a slight overheating issue if we're going too long, and that plays on my mind. It's there. I'm worried about it, so I'm not relaxed speaking to the camera. It puts me off. Where this, no issue.
Slow motion. Which one
is better at it? The R6 is the clear winner here. Now, this is okay, but it's got a slower sensor speed, which means slightly softer image. It doesn't have artifacts and all sorts of rubbish, so it is usable in a pinch. I like to film the agile antechinus in slow motion sometimes. So it hasn't been brilliant, but it's been okay just to demonstrate how it moves, how it jumps and all these sort of things. Where the R6 has a slightly faster sensor speed. It is noticeably sharper. favourite things I like to do, if I possibly can, is focus transitioning. XF400 is really good at that. It's quick and easy to set up. The R6 doesn't have that. The other thing that it doesn't have that the XF400 has is infrared. So let's finish up now and reveal who's the winner. Which one am I going to use for my documentary and filming wildlife? So is it the XF400 or is it the amazing R6? Well, it's the XF400 is the clear winner for me, and the reasons are the same as it's always been for me. I much prefer camcorders over any other type of camera. Cinema cameras, DSLRs, mirrorless cameras. It's got a built-in wide-angled lens with a zoom, crucial to capturing some amazing event in front of you in seconds. We're turning the camera on and we start filming straight away. Can't do that with this camera because we have to change lenses. If it's big animal, we have to put on a wide angled lens and the animal ain't going to wait for us. So that's always been the case, and I've talked about this before. The next one is built-in ND filters. Now yes, I can put a filter on this, a variable ND filter, but it's time mucking around. Yeah, it's all about time. No infrared. We can't do focus transitioning. To having this camera, when it's with me, gives me all that control at an instance. This is why I prefer camcorders. Everything's there. We're not worrying about not having something with us. It's there, ready to go. So this will be a very useful camera to me still, as maybe a B camera. The fact that we have that time limit and me worrying about not particularly battery life, but that it's going to overheat or something. It's just stuck in my head. I can't get away from it. But it doesn't have the other tools that I need. But in a pinch, it's going to be an awesome tool to use. It'll capture things when I don't have the XF400 with me. It's there as that backup in my backpack, ready to go when I'm just walking around photographing wildlife, which is what it's going to be used for 99% of the time. Now next week I'm heading off on an adventure to Queensland, Port Douglas, for a well-earned break. But of course I'm going to take you on an adventure with me up there. So watch out for that. That'll be up in a couple of weeks' time. So yes, it's going to be awesome. I'm going to love being able to relax and just go for long hikes. So that's what's going to happen from here on in. A camera, B camera for filming. Alright, that's all I've got for you for today. Hope you enjoyed this little video of my personal choice of a video camera and how I'm going to use these two. And if you'd like to subscribe to my channel and get more of this amazing stuff, click on my pretty little faces down in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. And if you want to get notification, hit the little bell while you're there. And if you like this video and you'd like to give it a thumbs up, that'd be awesome as well. It'll help my channel grow. Now if you'd like to go and have a look at all the amazing and crazy things I've done in the past, click on my icon right here at the end of this video. Take it to my channel. There's over 100 videos to choose from. Oh man, done a lot of stuff. Talk about photographing, filming in the forest environment, talk about this camera stuff, do reviews on cameras, camera accessories. Man, the list just keeps going on and on and on. Just go and have a browse. There'll be something there of interest to you, I am sure. And just remember, if you don't do, you don't get. So get out there and start photographing and filming wildlife. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.